Okay, welcome back, YouTube. So we're going to get right into these stock charts. I want to show you guys some really important things that are playing out this morning. We've been looking for some activity like this recently, so we're going to call out. I'm going to show you what these stock charts are telling you. A lot of people have been loaded long into the FANG stocks. It's a really crowded trade, and we're seeing some unwinding of that this morning. So let's get right into it. But before I do, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. And I am going to be flipping back and forth between some active trades that I actually have. All right, NASDAQ futures. So here's your uptrend line. Nice impulsive breakdown right now. That sets this thing in motion for a move all the way down to, probably about this 11,500 or something like that. Doesn't mean it's going to happen all at once. We might get some sort of a flag. And that's what I expect. We probably move down about halfway, start to flag out for a while, a day or two, and then continue selling down to that longer term support. Here's the S&P 500 futures breaking down as well. Not as impulsive as the NASDAQ, but that's because everybody's been crowded into the FANG stocks. Okay, so Qs, triple Qs. This is where everyone's crowded into. A lot of people that feel like the market is bullish and everything's great is because everyone's crowded into the tech stocks. Not so much that the rest of the market's been rallying as much, but the tech stocks have been on fire. So here is your uptrend line right here, kind of this price channel that we were watching. And nice impulsive breakdown. This is what you want to see. This is a sell signal. So I actually took a short right here this morning. I was watching it break. And as it looked like we were about to get a nice hourly close and breakdown, I shorted it. Triple Qs, kind of full position and doing well. We're at support now. There's some support right here at about 291.20. You can see this little reaction cluster that we had right here. And that's support. So we probably flag out here a little bit and then work our way lower. I think today's selling's probably over. A lot of the time the selling happens early in the morning, so we'll see. But we broke down, so where's this thing going? Well, most likely going to come back down and tag the longer-term support line. This is your trend line from the rally for 2020. So I think we're going to come down and hit that. We could hit that today, although it's quite a ways down there. From where we're at, that would still be another 3.5%. I think we might. I don't think we'll hit that today. That's crazy actually, but I think we'll probably going to hold here at the support. Could get a kickback rally, but at this point, this trend line, this minor trend line on the Qs has been broken. So we watch this to come down to the more major support line. And a break of that sets this rally, change. It's a change in trend, essentially. So that's what we're watching for. I am short, personally. Got short right up here around this 297 level. And we'll watch this for continued action to the downside. Now, I did cover some of my short once we ran right into the support. Because, when you hit support, you cover. And then I'll look for a kickback or some sort of, dip buying to come in, and then I'll look to reshort it. If I can get it all the way back at a back test, great. If not, I'll look, for an area that I can start to re-add to the short because this minor trend line's broken, so that should set us in motion down to the bottom. And from where we're at right now, that's a 3.5% more to go. S&P 500. So if this pullback sticks, then what I'm watching for is this on the weekly chart on the SPY, the S&P 500. You can see this green line. This is your decade-long bull market that took place, and here's the recent action over the last couple of years. We broke that uptrend line right there in 2018. And you can see lots of reactions when we held that as support, and then we broke down. We have reactions from underneath. So 2018 was the breakdown. Here's a back test. Here's another back test. Here's COVID drop. And then a full-on run-up back test. Now, look at the weekly right there. If we stop short right here, because everybody sees this trend line, this green trend line, And so when everyone's looking at a trend line, they're either going to stop short or they're going to overshoot it. But if it stops short here and starts to reverse, then this would put a weekly doji. So any more selling, or if it just holds right in this area, then you'd see we have this shooting star doji right here. Look for continued selling in the next week to confirm that this was potentially the top of this rally. And, you know, we'll go back to our hourly charts to see the continuation of the breakdown to confirm that. Here's gold. So gold came right down to this trend line that we have right here. This is gold bullion, so spot gold price. And you can see we put in this support line. We're making this triangle pattern right here. The top end, I only have 2 data points, so I can't say it's a full triangle, but I'll mark it out to see if it actually plays out. But you can see here gold, we came right down to support, held, and, you know, getting a little bit of a bounce. So far gold's still holding support. And the dollar actually overshot. Here's the dollar. You can see we've been kind of wedging down. The dollar overshot that twice, but couldn't hold. So if the dollar, you know, looks like it's consolidating, and we're going to watch this to see if the dollar can break higher. And that's, you know, I'm continuing to watch this trade to see if it plays out. I'm not 100% confident on it, but so far so good. Okay, so yesterday I put out a post on DocuSign, and if you don't get my posts, then hit that notification bell. You'll want to make sure that you're getting these posts, because when I see trade ideas or trade setups, it takes too long to get it into a video and push that out to YouTube, and then you can watch the video. By the time you get that information, it might be an hour past when I'm seeing the setup. And a lot of the time when the setups present themselves, the opportunity closes quickly. So posts are a way that I like to get that out as fast as I possibly can. Here's what I said in the post yesterday. And I put this trade in my video yesterday too. So go back and watch that if you haven't watched that. But DocuSign had a break of its trend right here. And then it did a kickback rally and back test. So as I called out, back test rejection, and it had negative divergence right here. And so if we look at what DocuSign's done so far, here's the trading action today. We filled the gap here today. So again, here's your breakdown right here. This is where it broke the trend, and then it did this kickback, and I shorted this thing yesterday on this kickback rejection. It opened above support, rejected, and that was your sign that this was a false break higher. It was going to reject. This was a kickback rally that was being rejected, and that's an objective area to short, essentially, is what I'm saying. And so if you shorted basically on the breakdown, you would have made about 18% between yesterday and today. So 18% in 2 days, not too bad. I did cover that trade at this point. I'm no longer in this thing. And I'm going to play different ways to short the breakdown, but looks good. And obviously, yeah, you're finding support here at the gap. This is where the buyers are waiting. They step in, they buy the gap. So who knows where we'll go from here. But a breakdown of this gap should set it in motion for more selling. But the trade was really just a quick trade there. So congratulations on anyone that took that. XLF, this is a nice rejection. It's happening right now. You can see here. And in fact, I might put a trade on this one. Give me 1 second. Okay, so XLF, you can see here. Here's your uptrend line going back to the March lows right there. And you can see we've just been walking up this trend line. We recently broke down right here, and they tried to pop it up and move it way higher this morning. I was watching it. Looked like it was recovering that support line. But now, you can see they sold that hard. The next hour, it's selling down. So rejecting right there should lead to continued downward pressure in XLF. So not looking good for that one as of right now. All right, let's look at these FANG stocks and I'll wrap up, get this video out. All right, so here's Apple. Here's your support line that we've been in since, this is the trend line that I could find right here. Just this minor support line right there, starting to break down. We'll see how this hour closes. So that minor trend line break should bring us down to, we got this gap down here. There's a couple gaps. So I think that, probably going to fill this gap eventually right here at 106, and then going to fill this gap right here at about 96. So that's a ways down in Apple. I mean, that can lead to a 22% drop. That might be the start of this correction that's pretty overdue. Microsoft selling off. You can see here below trend. Microsoft's been chopping up and down this trend line, but here's this minor trend line right here. I might have to tighten that trend line up. Amazon coming right to support right here, Amazon. So that, Amazon should hold here today, but we'll watch for that. And some sort of impulsive breakdown. Amazon has basically come right to support. And here's Google. It's basically at support right here too on this minor trend line. So here's your uptrend line there on Google, a breakdown of that. And this is an hourly chart, but a breakdown of that should set this thing in motion for, probably going to come back down to this support level that we put in for a while at 1485, somewhere right around there. All kinds of impulsive breakdowns today on some of these tech stocks. Here's PayPal. I've had this trend line marked out for quite a while. So here's your March lows, and you can see we were just walking up resistance the entire time for quite a while, back testing over and over until today you get the gap down and the hard fade. So that's a sell signal right there. And whether you get a little kickback rally and start, little kickback rally in this, that's always possible, but the sell signal has been initiated now, so this thing should come down as well. So I'm seeing a lot of that across the board. I'm gonna get this video out and do a little more research on some charts, and if anything, if we get some more definitive information by the close will be telling as well. Then I'll put out a video at the end of the day. Thank you. Catch you on the next one.